What do we know about this Batman?
He's been beating the tar out of muggers and dope peddlers out there the last few weeks.
He's mostly been seen at night driving that hot rod of his 100 miles an hour.
And now he's even attacking our brave police.
Nice car.
This man is not a hero, he's a criminal. And his time in Gotham is up.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised. I'm a true Fushnik. I'm a true Fushnik.
Is that Fushnikins?
There you go.
Is Shaq Fu on there?
Last move. He was on What's Up, Doc? Can we rock? I was the one he was on.
Yeah. I can't remember anything on it, but I remember it was on there. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. Nursery Bully. I'm host Leroy, aka There's Only Been One Blade, and there's only ever going to be one blade. With my co-host.
This is Eli, aka Iron Lung.
There you go. He's hanging in there. That's right. He says he's doing better than last week, so we're going to see how it goes. But guess what, Eli? I'm injured also.
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
I twisted my ankle.
Uh-oh.
But that's okay. I'm going to
Were you rollerblading? No.
No, like doing an ollie, doing a Tony Hawk. Oh, yeah. And also shout out to our third member, the AI.
The Doom bots.
Because we can't do anything without them. Matter of fact, Eli, the AI actually kind of helped us out this week. You may not even know. You may have been asleep. But it helped us out this week. Okay, because like I said, I posted the sticky fingers as blade. Most people don't even, I posted this meme. People don't even know what the hell I was doing when I posted this. I'm shocked that most people don't even know what this is. So for those who don't know, yes, even though everybody was watching it. Now, here's the thing. Deadpool 3 just came out. Everybody's quoting Deadpool 3 like it's the fucking Dave Chappelle show. Everything that's happening is popping up all over the internet right now. We're almost past spoiler territory. So for those who don't know, Blade is in the movie, and he makes a joke about him being the only Blade, but people are forgetting about that there was a Blade on UPN. Nobody, I forgot. People
was it UPN? I thought it was like Spike or something.
Was it Spike? It was Spike TV.
TV.
That's right. It was Spike TV. Okay. Rest in peace of Spike TV.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, this is Sticky Figures from Onyx. Yeah.
Onyx.
Sticky Figures from Onyx. Yeah. What was that popular song? Can we rock? What's up? Nah, that's
Slam.
Slam. That's it.
Yeah.
Let the boys be boys.
Yeah.
All right. So, but here's how they helped us out. Now, Eli, I posted that meme. It got a little traction. It didn't go viral like that. It didn't go viral, but it got a little traction. But here's the thing. It got enough traction that the AI summarized it. I'm going to see if I can post it up. I can't read that. That is a little bit too small. Let me see if I can blow it up to see. So they actually gave us a summarization on there, basically saying that how some fans don't know what this is, and some fans missed the show. Some fans even said that the show was a good show. Now, Eli, I barely remember that UPN show. What Spike TV show? What did you think about it?
I thought it was okay. Like it didn't go as hard as I was hoping, but it was all right.
Because for some reason, the way my mind is going, I don't even remember it being okay. I remember it being just like utter trash. Now, was I being too hard on it, or is it better than what I thought it was? Probably not. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's my thing. So we can move on past that. Let me see who else we got here. We got. You might have to read this, Eli. I don't have my glasses on.
I can't read it. I can't.
Sorry,
I can't see it. I'm on my phone and.
Yeah,
it's mad small.
He's
telling us to delete our channel.
Oh, cool. We might. Thanks for the edit. Yeah. Damn, he actually did delete his channel. Anyway, don't worry. Eli will be back. All right. So we're going to move on past that. Like I said, for those who don't know, I've been keeping with the Olympics, and I'm going to love for Eli to come back in. So we're going to keep with the Olympics. And damn, I thought you took this shit to heart.
No, man. Yeah, see, that's why I shouldn't work this shit. I went and checked out the comments, and then I kicked myself out.
He was like, delete this channel. He was like, fuck this, I'm out. All right, so I'm going to the next topic. Like, hey, he with the Olympics.
Yeah. No,
okay.
No, actually, no, I have not. No.
Yeah, not keeping the Olympics. That's okay. Because I don't know if you know this, but we have a celebrity come out the Olympics, not from America or anything like that, but from, where is he from? Turkey. Please.
I did hear about this guy though. Yeah,
Please tell me you heard about this guy. Okay, yeah. This guy has been an internet sensation, and here's the crazy thing: he didn't even win. We just love this guy because, for those who don't know, I can't remember his name. All I know is that he's from Turkey, and I think he got the silver medal. So he didn't get gold. But the thing is, notice that he got his hand in his pocket and got a gun in his hand because they actually have a shooting competition in Olympics that I didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy that as much as American love guns, we didn't even rank in this shit. So, but you also got, let's see, you got this, but notice that she got all that shit. She got like special Deadshot glasses on and shit. Yeah. And this guy has like all kind of equipment and shit on him right there. And I don't know what the hell this is. Oh, I'll talk about Red Moon later a second. But notice he has none of that shit. He's just him. He just shows up, no equipment, no earpiece, nothing like that, and hits silver. And they asked him, why did he do that? He was like, because I don't need all that. I'm a natural shooter. So now you got the whole internet thinking like, okay, is this guy, did Turkey send a hitman into the Olympics? They didn't tell anybody, because this guy just shoot like so easily, just hitting headshots and shit like that. Memes are popping up all over the place and shit like that. You got like Red Dead Redemption and Hitman and stuff like that. I guarantee you, like all the people that said this Olympic competition, like even this chick right here, they're all going to be anime characters in the next 6 months. The reason I say anime and not comics, because comics ain't cool enough to do shit like that. So there you go. But that's the thing about that. So, and people have started finding all kinds of stuff about him, like he's divorced and all stuff like that. And he's also a cat person. He's got, that's lovely. He's got a cat person right here. So, do you know what that means? Protect that cat at all costs. Because if anything happens to the cat, he's going to lay waste to everything he can to get that cat back. We'll get 4 movies out of this guy.
Tom Wick,
right? That's what's going to happen. Let's see. What do we got here?
Big J, is that what it says?
Big J?
He loves our videos. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Repeat viewers that don't hate us. So, yeah. All right. So, that's all I got. We're just going to talk about that. Also, since I did bring up that little thing right there, you want to know, because like I said, Eli, I disappointed you this week. Matter of fact, Big J, I disappointed you. The other guy that told us to delete our channel, I disappointed him. Or maybe I did him a favor. I don't know. I had an assignment to do that I didn't do the assignment. I was supposed to watch Rebel Moon, the Snyder's Cut. And here's the thing, Eli. The reason I didn't do it.
12 hours. Isn't it?
Yeah, because I thought about it. I was hyped. I was like, 6 hours, baby. Give it to me. Put it in my veins. But then reality hit, and you got like, okay, it's 6 hours. Like, think about that for a second. So, not only had to, prep for this show, like, we're going to talk about Batman, because I got Batman on it. We're going to talk about Batman on this show. I have work. I have shit to do. I have other outside stuff I got to do here. Plus, people like these edited videos and reviews, stuff like that, too. So I'm doing it also. So I'm thinking, like, do I have 6 hours to do this? And I'm like, I don't have 6 hours. I will find the 6 hours. I will do better time management next week. So right now, I'm not going to give you the 6 hour Snyder Cut review of Rebel Moon. But don't worry, it's coming.
Oh, shit.
But until then, Eli, we did watch something. You watched something. I watched something. And here's the thing about it. Very few people even know this thing even exists. I think they should have done a better job of advertising. But for those who know what we're talking about, we saw Batman, the Caped Crusader. I'm trying to see if I got like a thing. Yeah. Boom. Batman, the Caped Crusader. It's on. Now, you would think it's on HBO Max because HBO Max owns Batman or Warner Brothers owns Batman.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they didn't, because for those who don't know the whole backstory behind it, that whole asshole David Zaslav, whatever like that, when he went on this cutting corners spree and, throwing Batgirl into a volcano, the movie, not the character. And this show also, he sold it to Amazon. So he didn't want it. He was like, I just rather just give it to somebody else and y'all just put the shit out there. So Amazon, I think, bought 2 seasons already. So it's already done. It said, for those who don't know about this show, the executive producers of this show are Bruce Timm, of course, Bruce Timm from the 90s, the animated series show. You also got Ed Brubaker, Matt Reeves from the Batman show. I'm missing a guy. It's a fourth guy.
J.J. Abrams, wasn't it?
J.J. Abrams, yeah. So you got some big names producing this show. And yes, it does mimic the style of the animated series, but it's not a continuation. Honestly, it didn't even have the same feel as the animated series. It just looks like it because it just used Bruce Timm's animation style, but it's pretty much its own thing. That's what I think of it. It's 10 episodes. They dropped all 10 episodes at one time, so we're reviewing the entire season. This ain't, I guess Netflix is starting to do that now, but it's starting to drop them all at one time. But yeah, they just dropped all at one time. So Eli, I'm gonna let you go first about what you thought about season 1 before I go, because actually what I'm gonna do is pull up notes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. It did sort of feed that nostalgia of the animated series, but it didn't like go full on like we're trying to like imitate it.
Like X-Men 97. So,
yeah, they basically, this was like a fresh take on Batman, the origin of Batman. This is like the origin, the comic book origins of Batman, from his look, how he looks with the big ears and all that stuff. It looks like the original design of Bill Finger and
that other guy.
The other guy. Yeah.
He who will not be named.
Yeah. And the timing of when it looks like it takes place like in the 30s or 40s. So it's like a fresh take on the Batman origin, which I thought was pretty cool. They did a lot of changes. A lot of changes.
About that also, a lot of changes.
Yeah, a lot of changes. Some of them I was cool with. Some of them not so much. But I did like that it did capture the spirit of the animated series as Gotham being this sort of urban neo-noir fantasy realm, like otherworldly urban realm. I did like that. I did like that it was this grounded in street, crime detective stories. I did
even
like
more
that.
so than the old show. It felt like it was more
grounded. Yeah. I mean, there were a few episodes where it dealt with like the ghosts and like nocturnal
supernatural shit.
And, which I thought were okay, but I liked the groundedness that this was just like neo-noir street detective crime shit, and I like that they show like they were basically really pushing the idea that Batman is fucking crazy.
Which I love that. Anytime they admit that something's wrong with Batman, I love that.
Yeah. Like there was that one flashback. Like even when they went to the flashback episode of, Batman's parents, that scene where young Bruce like knocks on Alfred's door in the middle of the night or whatever. It's like, we're going to make them all pay. Like, and Alfred's like generally like scared. Like, what the fuck?
And you're
like,
going to help me.
Yeah. Like that was generally creepy. Like, okay, this kid's fucking nuts, So I did like that. Yeah, that Batman was very unhinged.
Eli, do me a favor. Keep talking. I got to reboot. Don't worry, I'm gonna jump back in.
Okay,
but keep going. Okay.
Yeah, I like that Batman was very much unhinged. He was like kind of psychotic. Like, and this is where I like about the Batman. I really liked the Batman the movie. With Robert Pattinson, because it really portrayed Batman as sort of like this creepy incel, psychotic, nut job that was half a step away from being a serial killer. Like there was moments in this show where I'm like, oh shit, is Batman gonna like kill somebody? Like, especially at the end when he had the gun and he had it against was it Flash or whatever? And he's pointing the gun and I know it's Batman. Batman never kills. Batman doesn't even use guns. I mean, I know that, but there was like a moment where I'm like, oh shit, is Batman actually going to kill this guy? So I like that. I like that they painted Batman as this like half psychotic, half a step away from being a serial killer. I really enjoyed that part of it. And yeah, I like the fact that even Alfred was kind of scared of him at first. Alfred seemed like he was kind of scared of Batman. And throughout the whole season, Batman's referring to him as Pennyworth. So obviously this is like early on in the relationship. And towards the end, he finally accepts, okay, Alfred, he starts calling him Alfred. But at first, for the first, was it 9 episodes, he's calling Alfred Pennyworth. He's just calling him by his butler's name. Like he's treating him like a butler instead of a family member, which is what Alfred's always been. I mean, Alfred raised Batman, or Bruce Wayne. So there's always been that sort of, surrogate father dynamic between, Alfred and Bruce. But in this, Bruce was basically calling him Pennyworth to sort of emotionally detach himself from Alfred. But at the end, he ends up calling him Alfred instead of Pennyworth. So yeah, you're back.
I'm back. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was just basically going on about how Batman was crazy and even Alfred was kind of scared of him. It seemed like at times.
Right.
But yeah, I also liked, I liked the Two-Face story arc. Like that whole through
the whole through, it was like a through line.
Yeah. It was like the subplot through the whole season. And then the last 2 episodes, we dealt with Harvey Dent becoming Two-Faced and kind of how they, kind of how they like painted him as he was kind of corrupt too. Like he was dealing with the mob. He was getting into some shit. Like Harvey Dent wasn't this like white knight as he was in like
in the Dark Knight, right?
Yeah, like no, he had some hand and he had his hands.
And that's what people were saying also. Like somebody gonna throw ass in your face. You must have been doing something for that to happen.
Yeah, he was he was doing some dirt. And Bullock, I like Bullock was just a straight up crooked cop.
Right. Like he was morally ambiguous in the old show, but in this one, he was just a fucking ass. Him and Flash. Flash was in the old show, but he was from Batman Year One. He was in that. And I think he was in Batman Begins. Like the fat cop, like you don't like falafel. I think that was Flash in that also, but
yeah, he was like they always kind of walk the line,
right?
They blurred the line, but they would bend some rules, but they were still like doing their jobs,
right?
Where in this, they're just straight up dirty cops,
right?
I thought that
it
was
was
cool.
Showing that contrast that you have Batman, this outlaw vigilante, versus the cops who are crooked, right? And as they were showing, like they're showing a footage of Batman beating shit out of them, and they're like, "Oh, Batman must be bad," but no, these guys are fucking assholes. Doing evil shit the whole time. So
yeah. And for some of the changes, like they really like just retooled a lot of the characters, most notably Penguin.
Let's talk about Lady Penguin. Okay.
Yeah, Penguin, like right away, they're like, and this was like the first episode. They're like, okay, we're changing shit. Get used to it.
Here's my thing, Eli. Can I know it's your time. I'm gonna just talk about this. I hated this shit.
Did you?
I hated Lady Penguin. Reason I hated Lady Penguin because it didn't make any fucking sense. And honestly, it really felt like clickbait. That's what it felt like. It felt like they were just doing shit so assholes like us could talk about it and give a free advertisement. So we got to have that big clickbaity thing just for no reason whatsoever to just do shit like that. So they did it, and I'm like, I just don't like it. Like I don't care if they do if they bring her back for season 2 or whatever like that. They said they did cool things with the character, but I'm like, this ain't Penguin.
Yeah,
they just I
agree. I agree with that. Like I liked what they did with her. Mm-hmm. Like I like that she was like a mob boss. She was like Ma Nucci in Punisher or like Griselda or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
She was like this, like, this wicked, ruthless sort of mob boss.
Right. And I'm thinking like Batman doesn't have any characters like that already that they could use. Like why do this with Penguin?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. But it didn't stop me from enjoying the show because some changes I did like. I just hated that change because it felt too clickbaity.
Yeah.
Like
the Harley thing. I
liked it.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. I'm not a big Harley fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I could care less if she was all bubbly and goofy and got hyenas and a big giant hammer and just basically
they've been trying to move her away from the Joker or just being a villain altogether,
Yeah, like being the Joker's punching bag and just that removing her. So I liked what they did with her. I wasn't sure. I mean, at first I'm like, okay, that doesn't really look like her. You know, it was.
They were
she
mad
seemed,
about that too.
Yeah, she was so. Yeah, it isn't blonde hot Harley.
Oh,
You know.
they were also mad about that they made her a lesbian in the show. Like, have y'all been following
What the
Harley
fuck?
for the last? Yeah. People are really upset about that. They made Harley a lesbian. Like, have y'all been following Harley Quinn in the last 30 years?
Yeah, her and Poison Ivy been banging for like ever.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Like,
You
what the
know?
hell are y'all talking about?
But I did like that they made her like she was like brainwashing her patients and turning them into like,
It's like she was using her therapy powers on her, which they never really did that with old Harley, but they're doing that with her now, which I thought that was a pretty cool turn, especially when they made her Bruce Wayne's therapist, and he pretty much doing everything he could, because that was some of the most tense scenes in like the whole season, him trying to navigate around not telling Harley what she needs to know and digging too much into her brain, because he knows if he does that, it's pretty much over. She's going to realize how crazy he really is, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed all that she was like, she was more confident. She was more ruthless and more like, methodical.
And she wasn't being manipulated by a man and like that. No, she did all this shit on her own,
Yeah, I thought that was cool. My biggest pet peeve, or the thing I didn't like, one change I didn't like, is what they did to Selena.
No, I love that.
I didn't like her.
Okay, so what is it you didn't like about what they did?
I didn't like that she was like this spoiled rich kid who was just blowing through her trust fund and kind of just being kind of a wannabe thug, kind of sort of, And
they changed her up. They did change her up.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Here's the thing. Everything you just described is Batman.
I suppose
she's a mirror of Batman. That's what they was doing. That matter of fact, pretty much every character, like every bad guy or villain in this, felt more like a mirror of Batman than what he is. Like, what happened if Batman take the shit too far?
Yeah.
And another thing I liked about it, because she wasn't the Catwoman we normally realize, but she had a superpower in here that I feel like they were trying to make a commentary on. Her superpower in this show was pretty privilege. That was a superpower.
I suppose,
she's a pretty white woman. So that means no matter what she does, she's going to get away with it.
Yeah, I suppose that works. It's just, I am a fan of Selena. I am a fan of Catwoman. You know what I mean? I wish she had the confidence that they gave to Harley. You know what I mean? Because that's who Catwoman is. Catwoman is just like this ruthless, confident, thief who doesn't give a shit and came up from the streets and, basically hustled her way to the top. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always liked her character. So to make her like this sort of spoiled rich brat, kind of like, that was my biggest,
and
I didn't like that.
Man, so like the whole thing, like Catwoman, like Batman kind of flirted, like he was like, nah, you annoying, get the fuck away from me. You're like, what the hell is going on with this Batman?
Like her servant like double crosses her, like, damn, like Catwoman usually has like a crew's working for her and shit, and everyone's like fucking her over. Yeah, she was like a bumbling. They basically turned her into a kind of a bumbling idiot, which I didn't like. So that was my thing.
So and that's what's going on with that. But I like to say for the show they're making, I'm cool with the change. I ain't saying this need to be Catwoman status quo from now on. For this show, I'm cool with the change they made, because like I said, everybody is supposed to be like a dark mirror version of, like, especially Two-Face. Some people say, and I heard this the other day, like some people saying like Two-Face should really be Batman's main bad guy, not Joker. Like if you really think about it,
Yeah, a reflection, Harvey. That's all I see.
And I am so glad Joker was not in this show, man. Until the end when he was, but I'm so glad he was.
I figured he was gonna show up at some point.
I like, just give me a break from him.
My favorite episode, and this goes back to the old, is Clayface. I thought that Clayface episode was dope. I like that
they changed up Clayface too.
Yeah, they turned him into like Lon Chaney, Phantom of the Opera type shit, which I thought was dope. I thought that was awesome. Zartan, I thought that was awesome.
So but here's the thing. That's the original Clayface, like from the 40s and shit like that. That's how he originally was. He was just that. He was just like a serial killers going around like that. This whole Sandman from Spider-Man
This
shit like
blob,
that.
yeah.
The
This
blob, that shit
he
came
is,
like
yeah.
in the 80s or some shit like that. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I like the change. I like I said, for the show they make it felt like they took characters and not Nolanized them or Reeves them. Like they updated them, you know.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
even though they updated them, all they did was just revert back to what they originally were.
Yeah, they updated the origin.
Yeah.
Like I said, this goes back to the very first comic book origins of Batman, and they just gave it a modern take, you know.
Yeah.
So I like that whole up. It was like this murder mystery, and yeah, I like that. It was like some horror elements, and yeah, almost like a giallo slasher feel to it, which I thought was cool. So
which brings me to another point about this show that I kind of like is that the episode you just named, Batman really wasn't even in it that much.
Mm-hmm.
It was mostly about Renee Montoya.
Renee. Yeah. So basically Renee kind of replaced Gordon almost.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what this show, like if you watched it, like you really watched the show, like this show, and you watch this compared to the animated series versus this, like the animated series, pretty much Batman was like in almost every scene. Bruce Wayne was almost every scene. In this one, there's like long scenes, Bruce Wayne or Batman just don't show up, and it's about somebody else completely different. One episode was about Lucius Fox.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it felt like that they were making a show about Gotham. Like you can almost say it's Batman, but it's really like Batman / Gotham PD or whatever like that. Matter of fact, I think one of these episodes written by Greg Rucka.
Yeah, and Brubaker, like that. The Firebug episode is based on Brubaker's Gotham. Is it Central or PD?
I thought Rucka wrote that.
Him and Rucka and Brubaker both wrote that series.
Okay, cool. Because you can feel it in there.
Yeah, but that Firebug, they even said, "Oh, I thought it was Firefly." Actually, it's Firebug. That's actually in the Gotham Central comics, where they're like,
damn,
"Oh,
take us back." Okay.
Yeah.
The knowledge.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. That there's callbacks to. I mean, yeah, there's all these like the King Tut. That one, the Harley episode.
That's the thing. It's so many Easter eggs in this show, like the King Tut shit you talking about. Like when I saw, I'm like, what the hell?
I'm a pharaoh. I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing. Like,
right.
You know.
For those who don't know, King Tut was a villain from the 60s TV show.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he just shows up on here just random. But it makes sense why he's here. Like,
but it's like, he was one of Harley's patients, you know, and she was fucking with him. And I thought that was funny. I thought that was cool. And, you know.
So, like I said, and the Firebug episode was one of my favorite episodes too, because I thought it was going to be like the big showdown between Batman and Firefly.
And now that you mentioned that, that was the episode where it's Bullock and Flash trying to like catch Batman, and they let Firebug loose.
Just to get Batman attention. That's all.
Yeah. So because they were trying to bait Batman. So even then, and I think that was the Brubaker episode that he wrote.
Yeah.
So that's like sort of calling back to the Gotham Central comic book series where it was just cops. It's just centered around cops, you know, trying to solve crimes, and like that damn Batman's in the way.
Right,
like, do not turn on that signal. You better not turn on that signal.
But what caught me so good about this show that I thought it was gonna be this big Firefly versus Batman showdown. And then when Bullock shot that guy,
he shot him.
I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like I'm saying, Bullock was like a straight up ruthless, corrupt cop, you know?
Yeah. Because they weren't trying to arrest Batman. Now, he called the SWAT in. He was like, look, when you see him, shoot on sight, be done with him, you know?
Yeah, because he was
working for Thorne.
Yeah, because when that happened, I'm like, okay, I get it. Bullock's going to start out being like a dirty cop, and then he's going to start his character arc. He's going to start turning good, or you know, I mean, basically, you know, or good-ish.
Right.
But when he did that, I'm like, holy shit! I don't know.
Yeah, like Bullock got worse through the show.
Yeah.
It threw me for a loop because I was thinking the same thing. Like, oh, he's going to get and earn Batman. Nah, he was a piece of shit the whole time in the show.
Yeah.
Oh man, hold on. Let me see what we got here. They coming in. We ignore so many. I'm sorry, y'all. We ignoring y'all because we blind and can't see shit. Let's see. What advice you given on the 7th grade for what's the 7th grade shot? Well, one advice I give you: take your ass to bed. Because It's late as hell, and it's a school night. So that's my
It's
advice. Right
summertime, man. They ain't gonna unless
no,
they're
well, in Mississippi, they're back to school already.
oh
So I don't
damn.
know. Yeah, yes, I don't know what he is. So if he's not in
It's
school,
not. It's
go
it's,
ahead.
it's, it's just like beginning of what the hell kind of city you live in, man? Kind of fucking.
Hey, that's what we're doing. Everybody's back to school now. They
Damn,
took like
man.
a month and a half, and now everybody take your ass back to work, school or whatever. So yeah. What are you talking about this show? Okay, so we got also, like you said, we talked about the supernatural shit. They had Gentleman Ghost on there.
Pop-Up Midnight.
Pop-Up Midnight. So they throwing in like these we're going deep into DC magic shit. Batman prays they had to learn magic to beat Gentleman Ghost.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so it threw you off on this show because this show is trying to be all gritty, hardcore shit like that. And also we got this magic shit in here. Eli, I like that episode.
Did you?
The reason I liked it because it was a change pace. So like, okay, we throwing this. You don't know what we're gonna do on the show with Nocturna. You know the whole vampire shit. You know, like you don't know what we're gonna do. Like you think we hardcore ground and shit like that, but we're gonna pepper in some supernatural DC bullshit in here also.
Yeah. It's not like I didn't like those episodes. I just didn't like those episodes as much as the gritty street shit.
Right. But for me, they were a change of pace. Like the gritty street shit, I was into it. But when they throw some curveballs at you, I'm like, okay, let's see where we go with this. You know, so it was good for a change of pace for me. That's all. Not my favorite episodes, but it was good for a change of pace. I did like in the Nocturna episode, like all the kids that she was kidnapping were Robins.
Yeah, I did get that. Yeah,
and I did
Leslie
notice that
Tompkins and shit.
Yeah, and the last kid that Batman tried to rescue that saved him from getting shot, that was Carrie Kelly.
Was it?
Yes, that was Carrie Kelly. And when she shot him with the slingshot, that was exactly what she did with the mutant leader. So like, oh shit, okay.
I gotta watch that again.
Yeah, it was Carrie. That was the last kid was Carrie Kelly. Yeah.
Okay.
She had the glasses on and everything. I was like, wow.
Oh damn! I can't believe I missed that.
What do we see? Killer Croc was also in that episode. Also, he was the one that beat the shit out of Bruce Wayne. But I know you saw that. Who else we saw in there? Oh, we got to talk about some other things people were upset about. Oh no, not that. They were upset about that. This? Yeah, let's do that. You know,
what?
Gordon.
Oh, that what? Because they're black or something.
They're black now. Yeah, even though they were
black
in the Batman,
he's black.
Right?
He's black in the Batman movie.
He's black in the Batman movie, right? Barbara Gordon's black in the Batman, so everybody's upset like that. But there is a trope going around, Eli, that we do have to address because it does seem like that any kind of redhead character in fiction will be black. I'm just saying it's a thing because it seems like white people hate redheads worse than hate black people. I guess I don't know. So
it's a damn shame, man.
It really is. But that's what happened. Like if it's a redhead character, they will be made black.
They trigger me. They trigger me in a way.
Like that was saying. That's why I've said in the episode one time, like the other podcast, we were like, did redheads do something that I don't know about, or something like that? Way back in the day, it's like, are they? I'm not saying they're evil, but are they perceived as evil or some shit? I don't know. It's got to be something going on with that.
Does that say?
Mississippi Gulfport.
Shout out to Peoria, Illinois. We're a big fan.
Big fan. Mississippi Gulfport is. Yeah, Gulfport is about 3 hours from me. Fun, fun to go down there. So yeah, I like going to Gulfport also. That's vacation time. What else we got there? So we talked about Gordon. We talked about
Gordon being black. Gordon kind of took the back seat to this. I mean, like I said,
it was more about Barbara than him.
And Renee. Yeah. Renee seemed to be the take on like the role that Gordon usually plays. Kind of chasing. He's usually leading all these investigations and dealing with Batman, and Gordon kind of took a back seat to this in this series.
Yeah, Gordon wasn't really in it that much. Like, and even an assassination attempt that they thought it was going to be Gordon, it wasn't even about him. Oh, also the assassin that was Spectre.
Okay.
Yeah, Jim Corrigan. I thought he was going to kill him at the episode. He was going to do like some magic shit, but nah, he was just there, just doing Spectre shit. Now I'm saying it's so many Easter eggs in this show.
I missed that one too.
Yeah. It's so many Easter eggs they did in this show, man. They like every time you turn around, it's something that they did that's going in there. Oh, what else we got? That's all I can think of. I think we talked about a lot about. Oh, can I talk about what I didn't like about the show, Eli?
Sure.
Okay. As much as I liked this show, I wanted to love it, but I couldn't love it. And the reason I couldn't love it Because even though, like I said, you got all these great writers, you got Greg Rucka, you got Brubaker, Mark Bernardin wrote an episode on here also. So
he wrote the Ghost episode.
He wrote the Ghost episode. Yeah. Funny that Mark Bernardin, the episode he wrote, was heavily focused on Lucius Fox.
Yeah,
just saying.
He's the one who brought Papa Midnight.
And Papa Midnight.
But it was also kind of horror. It was like had horror elements, and as far as I know, he's not a big horror guy.
Not a big horror guy, but I guess he decided to dip his toe in it because it is for this type of show, you know.
Yeah.
But what I didn't like about the show, Eli, and I just can't shake it. The reason I didn't like the show, the animation. I felt like it was lazy. Now I know what you're saying, but Leroy, it's just like the animated series from 30 years ago. It's not. It's really not. Surface level, like from face value, it looks like that. But I watched this to see what's going on with this. When I turned this episode off and I watched the Mr. Freeze episode. Well, I can't remember the name of it. Cold Vengeance or some shit like that. Cold Comfort. Can't remember what it was.
The old one?
The old one from the 90s.
Okay.
The animation blew this animation away. It feels so
Heart of Ice or whatever.
Heart of Ice, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know why I'm slipping on that. It just felt so lifeless, soulless, like the animation of it. Like, yes, it looks like it, but it doesn't feel like it. It don't feel like that anime series. And I'm not even comparing it to like I understand that it's 2024. We talking about a Bruce Timm's animation that it didn't compare to modern animation we've seen or anime. Of course, it doesn't compare to that. It doesn't compare to the recent DC stuff that we've seen that just came out to compare to that. But I'm saying from a cartoon from 30 years ago, it doesn't hold a candle to those cartoons and any of those episodes, like especially like
the original animated series was groundbreaking back then.
Right.
You know, so I felt, I mean, I agree that they were just trying to imitate that style.
Right.
And I mean, I guess I didn't mind it so much, but I watched that Batman Ninja Turtles cartoon like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like dope. Like the action is dope. Like, like, you know what I mean? So the fight scenes, if you're into anime,
mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? This isn't gonna like, you know, compare to like any kind of anime action, especially the action in it. So
I'm just wishing, because like I said, Eli, all I want you to do is just watch one episode of this one again, pick whatever episode you want to, and then watch the first season of any episode from the animated series. You're going to see a huge difference just in style, animation, flow, action, the atmosphere. It's completely different. Like this show is like trying to mimic that show, but it fails miserably. Like if it wasn't trying to mimic that show, I let the shit play because there's a bunch of Batman shows that it came out that I love that I don't compare to the anime series. Brave and the Bold, love it. The Batman, love it. What's that shit? Beware the Batman. I even like that shit. I like it because it's different.
Batman Beyond. Well, Batman Beyond was kind of in the same.
It was kind of, but not. You know. Okay, throw that in the two. The point is that there were enough difference that they don't try to mimic that art style that I can accept them for what they are. But since this show is great, is trying to X-Men 97 this shit and feed it on nostalgia, you got no choice but to compare it. Where X-Men 97, I felt up the animation from the old 90s cartoon. This feels like it's less.
Yeah, X-Men kind of like took what we loved or what y'all loved. I never took what y'all loved.
Don't let Eli fool y'all. He's a big X-Men fan. Here, so.
Took what everyone loved about the old X-Men cartoon and then updated it and sort of put their own spin on it. Updated it. Yeah, that's what they did, you know. And I get it. Yeah, this one, they were trying to imitate the old animated series, but without adding to it, other than thematically and the plot.
Right.
They added to that. They didn't really add to the animation style.
Yeah, like I said, the story is great. And honestly, I feel like the story was carrying, like the stories and the plots were carrying this show.
Yeah.
Like if the plot and the anime and the stories weren't so good, I probably would just be like, I can't get to it. And there's a lot of people shitting on this show because of the animation. Because it does feel so lackluster. That's just me. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But the story was like, what I liked about it is like, it was very focused on Batman, his origins, and the whole mythology of Gotham City and just that whole world. It focused on that. There was no multiverse shit. There were no other, you know what I mean? We're not dealing with all this other, you know, who's going to show up or who, Green Lantern's going to show up or whoever. No, this is just Batman and his world.
Right.
And, so it just focused on that, which I thought was cool.
And so, and that's what I liked about it also. I'm trying to think, was anything else I'm going to say about this show? Like I said, I hate to compare it to the animated series, but it is what it is. Was that?
I mean, you got it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it reminds you of it.
They did it to themselves. They did it to themselves.
Yeah.
But I do feel like, honestly, I feel like the storytelling, even as great as storytelling was in the animated series, might even be a step up here because what they're doing, like I said, they're taking it to that next level. They were exploring themes and exploring like therapy and psychiatrics and even Batman himself. They're exploring Batman in a way they didn't do it on the old show. And almost I think they were scared to because at the end of the day, that was a kid's cartoon.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of like, went in little, like, when Hugo Strange had Batman and Arkham and shit.
Right.
They kind of dipped their toes into it. But now, in this day and age, they really did analyze Batman's psyche.
Right.
Which is what I liked about it.
Remember that guy was talking about Batman's mom?
Yeah.
And he punched the shit out of him in it. Like, I saw this shit coming when he was saying this. Like, this Batman you're talking about, right? And he's right behind you.
Yeah. Yeah. Who wears pearls during Crime Alley?
Honestly, I thought that also. Like, why the hell your rich ass walking down Crime Alley with all kind of jewels on, shit like that?
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, like I said, again, thematically, it really updated Batman and took a fresh look at Batman, while taking a look at his origins. Like, taking it back to the roots of Batman, but just add in a modern twist. Like I said, it looks like it takes place in the 30s or 40s. Yet you got Renee and being gay in public.
Right.
You got like
didn't fly back then, right?
Yeah, you got all these. There's like no segregation. There's no, what I mean? You
got a black police chief in the 40s?
Yeah.
I was like, really? But I'm like, it's an alternate universe, multiverse. Let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but like I said, there's a modern take on it. There's all these changes. Yeah, a woman mob boss. I mean, other than like what Mob Barker, that was pretty much unheard of. So yeah, I like that they took the origin and just injected modern takes on it. Which of course is going to ruffle feathers whenever you change something. But like how many times are you going to rehash the same old story? And I think that's when you do compare it to the animated series. Yes, in the end, you're right. The animated series was meant for kids. Mm-hmm. This one, not so much.
Right. They take it to the next level. One thing I did like about this, another villain we didn't talk about, Onomatopoeia.
Oh,
I love it just because he's such a weird ass villain. Now, the reason he wasn't in the animated series, because I don't think he was even invented yet. I think he came around like 2000. I think Kevin Smith.
Well, that was Kevin Smith, right?
Yeah, Kevin Smith invented that guy. Yeah. So he's one of, and it almost, when he showed up, it almost made it feel like the 60 TV show. He was like, pow, bam. I was always like, are they going to have it where they have the sound effects pop out right? Because in the comics, they can do that because that's the medium. You can't really do that in this show because it's trying to be all grounded and shit like that. But he was just such a wacky, goofy character for the show they're trying to make all serious and grand. Like, you really gonna throw onomatopoeia in there? I like this. It gives me hope, Eli, that they're gonna do Connie McKing and they're gonna Nolanize him. He gonna be a fucking cannibal like that story you wrote already. So they're gonna do that shit too.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be great.
All right. So overall, so Snap Roto, give me a score. What you got?
I will give it I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Like I said, I liked it. Yeah. I liked it. There were some lulls, but overall I enjoyed what it was. It did give me nostalgia, but it also updated it. It didn't like rely on nostalgia. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It like, oh, did you like if you like the animated series, check this out. And that's pretty much all it was. It just took like the animated series and just updated it, put some, a fresh take on the animated series and the origins. So,
and it's different enough, story wise, plot wise, that you can separate them from yourself, in your mind,
There was some of the changes I was into, some of the changes I weren't into. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, I did enjoy the gritty street level Gotham shit. Like I said, I like that world. I like Gotham as this urban noir fantasy realm. So, and that's what this gave me. So, yeah.
So I'm feeling the same way. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna say 45 also, pretty much the same points you had. Some of the changes I like, some of the changes I love. Some of the changes felt clickbaity. I really felt they just did that shit just for let's just get these assholes to talk about it. Maybe us, maybe other assholes, but the point is to get us to talk about it. So we can make the crazy thumbnail woke and all that bullshit. So yeah,
Batman is woke trash,
right?
You know,
and
the
I'm
libs ruined Batman,
right? And I'm already
shit.
seeing it. They just Lady Penguin on there. They just go into town on it. So yeah. So but like I said, I do recommend the show. If you like it, watch the animated series. But don't watch the animated series first and then this. Just go right into it. It's 10 episodes. You jump into it, you'll like it. So yeah. Then we say we move on next part of the podcast.
Sure.
Okay. Shout out to Mob Boss. He threw this in our inbox, in our DMs, and wanted us to just briefly talk about it, give our thoughts on it. Eli, I'm gonna see if you got any thoughts on it also. But we're going to just the video game section. We're gonna talk about rest in peace to Game Informer. So, like I said, it's a magazine that's been going around for 33 years. And now it's coming to an end, and that's pretty much it. So, Eli, do you have any condolences or anything? Where did you collect Game Informer?
I at one point in time I was reading it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think was it my brother?
Mm-hmm.
I think Fat T might have had a subscription to it for a bit.
Nice.
But no, I mean, you know, hey, I mean, it was a good run. That's all I can say. I mean, I don't have any great emotional attachment to Game Informer, but
right.
You know, I'm not the gamer I used to be, but yeah, I mean, I did flip through the pages a few times, you know.
Yeah. And that's how I feel about it also. Honestly, I didn't read Game Informer. I just went in when GameStop opened up, saw what I needed, so see the ratings, closed up, and left. So I never really bought Game Informer. That's it. I have even less empathy for Game Informer than you did, Eli. Sorry. Because
I did read a lot of tips and tricks.
No, I think you mean Game Pro.
No, it was called Tips and Tricks, wasn't it?
No. I think you meant the Game Pro magazine, like with Fun Factor 5 and all this shit like that.
Okay, but it said tips and tricks on it. Maybe something
Or maybe
tips and tricks.
Maybe it was all that.
I did buy a bunch because they would have maps and shit, and you know.
Oh yeah, now you bring me back to those Prima guys, those strategy guys. So
those I did.
Those I used to love those. So
yeah.
Some of those
especially for like Resident Evil, like
some of those I read cover to cover so much like the spine broke, and you just like take the pages together and shit like that. Like I need to know I need to go with this map right here, you know. But my thing about Game Informer, like I said, is 2024, and we're upset that a magazine went out of business. Like really, like that's just that's like getting upset. Like CDs are going out of business like that. Like that's what happened. Tape decks. We can't get upset about that. Tape decks go to 8-tracks with the tape decks with the CDs with the MP3s. MP3s are gone now. MP3's not even a thing anymore. You know what? Somebody pulled out an iPod the other day. Like, where the fuck you get that thing from? You know, like you can't even make it work because iTunes don't even exist anymore. They got rid of
physical media, man. It's yeah.
You got to hang on to it, but the way physical media is right now, because they know it's so valuable, they jacking the prices up on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
that's what sucks too. Is like some shit isn't available digitally,
right?
And you know. And that kind of sucks, you know.
Right, and
especially if you're like, if you're like underground metal like I am,
right?
Where, you know, not everything's on Spotify or YouTube, man.
Right. Sometimes you just got to just search for some stuff. That's it, or physically get your hands on it. Yeah. So it's tough. And another thing I didn't like about Game Informer, like I said, it's a conspiracy theory in my head again. But I even thought about it when Game Informer came back then. I think that all those reviews are bought and paid for. There's a big conspiracy going on right now with those like IGN and GameStop and all, and they got caught doing this shit also, where the big AAA titles, whatever like that, like Resident Evil and Capcom like that, they paid for their views. So of course the big games are going to get an 8.9, 9.5, because guess what? For those that didn't know this, Game Informer was owned by GameStop. It was pretty much a magazine for them to sell the game, to get you to come in the game and give Madden's got a 9 point whatever. Like, why the fuck does Madden have a 9 out of whatever? It's Madden. But they want that, they know it's gonna be their biggest seller, so of course they're gonna give it this crazy ass insane score, so you can take your ass in there. Well, Madden got this, Madden got this. You're gonna go in there and buy it.
It's the same game every year.
It's the same game every year, right? It's
if you like it, it's the same shit.
Right. It's not gonna be this Madden is gonna be different. No, it's the same as last year. So yeah. So it was all a big scam. That's it. That's why I wish that IGN and GameSpot go over, because they're doing the same bullshit, especially if they got caught. They just slapping big scores on games like Call of Duty does not need a 9 point anything. It's the same fucking game every year that people are sick of playing. But since they know it makes money, they're gonna slap a score on it. So that's it. So, like I said, I don't trust that shit. All I trust is Twitch streamers and people like us. Because don't worry about that. We are not paid for any of this shit. I am not getting a cut from Nintendo or PlayStation. And you can trust our Marvel reviews. Deadpool, I'm not getting paid by Marvel. I don't know if Eli's getting paid by Marvel. You know,
not now, I would love to, but
now, if I was getting paid, there would be signs. I would be at one of the premieres. I would have been the premiere of Deadpool and Wolverine with the black chick from Game of Thrones on my arm. I'd be there with her.
The popcorn bucket.
Popcorn bucket. So if you see me doing that, don't trust shit coming out my mouth. Because I guarantee you, Marvel has bought me paid in full for my soul. I will say anything they want at that point. Deadpool and Wolverine, 11 out of 10, all this shit. So yeah, but until then, you can trust my review and Eli's also. Until he shows up the premiere. So yeah, but yeah. Anyway, rest in peace to Game Informer. Yeah, Eli, since we got time, can I throw another Street Fighter gameplay vid I did?
Sure, by all means.
Okay, now I got it. This is one I played for a while. The Street Fighter 5. I did this, and guess what? I'm playing Sagat. Because I mained him for like about 2 weeks. And then I moved on to somebody else. But I'm going to just show you the video and the preliminary. Let's get to it. So. I just want to play that. I just want to like the clip because I just like the combo I did.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. So let me say, can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
Okay. Like I said, this is Comic Book Bullies. We're talking about comic books, and we're going to jump into it. Eli, I'm going to let you go first because you got the big one this week.
The big one.
The big one. Yep.
All right.
Let's throw this bad.
Talking about Blood Hunt?
Yeah, talking about Blood Hunt.
All right. All right. Give me a few seconds. Let me cough up my lung real quick.
Okay.
And then, so filibuster for a few seconds.
Okay. Damn, you kind of caught me off guard with that one. Okay. I'll talk about some crazy shit. Okay, I got in trouble the other week at work. Because like I said, we're talking about the Olympics and all this shit like that. So one day I was at work and watched the Olympics, and all of a sudden the Dominican Republic volleyball women's team was playing. And I was just watching them on TV. And then my boss would turn around like, what the hell are you watching? And I was like, it's the women's volleyball team. He thinking I'm watching like some crazy shit at work. I didn't know that we had asses out there like that. So like that, like the Dominican team and the Brazilian team and the Italian team. Everybody got it except the U.S. team. What the hell? We need to step our game up. Next volleyball team, we need to recruit. We need to get, I don't know, get Ice Spice, get a younger version of J-Lo looking like that. Have them all in there. And
get Megan on there.
Yeah, Megan Stallion. And then let's go in there and let's win the gold, or at least win the battle of the asses or something like that. I don't care if we win or lose, you know. What was I talking about? Oh yeah.
Olympics.
No, Blood Hunt.
Olympic asses.
Olympic asses. Yeah. Yeah. So okay, we're gonna talk about Blood Hunt. I'm gonna let you get started. Hopefully, Eli can make it through it. Let me throw it on there. Right. That's what I was trying to do, but I got sidetracked.
So yeah, this is Blood Hunt, the finale. The big Marvel event where Blade is being possessed by what's that guy's name? Veneria or whatever.
Verithos or whatever.
Yeah, the very first vampire.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done a spell to block out the sun, and they killed a bunch of the Avengers and turned them into vampires. And even Doctor Strange, who's been killed, but his astral plane self is going around trying to stop them. So then there's a big battle going on in Central Park between the Avengers and all the Avengers that haven't been turned into vampires,
mm-hmm.
and the vampires. Blade, who's being possessed by the very first vampire.
Okay.
So we open up in Latveria because all hope lies in Doom, as always. They're like, hey, Dr. Doom, you got to help us. He's okay. Well, magic. We need your help on basically. We gotta stop this spell. Take out. We got to get the sun to shine. again. We gotta reverse this spell that darkened the sky. We need your help. And he's like, okay, I'll do it, but I can't do it unless I'm the Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So like they're like, I'll do it. I'll help you. Okay, if we make you Sorcerer Supreme, once we save the Earth, you got to give that mantle back. Now give me your word. He's like, hey, word is bond. Yeah, I'll do it. After I save the world, I'll stop being Sorcerer Supreme. So meanwhile, we go back to Central Park, and the Avengers are battling the vampires. Thor is battling Blade, who's basically possessed by that old vampire spirit. And he's like, yo, I remember you, Thor. Me and you fought back in the day, because they're both gods, basically. And Thor's like, waiting for Mjolnir to come but Mjolnir's stuck out in orbit because of that spell.
Okay.
And then what is they called, the Blood Craft or whatever, the Blood Coven.
The Blood Coven, yeah.
Yeah, they're like fucking up, like they rip apart. Yeah, Vision gets ripped apart and shit. And
again.
So they're all yeah. So they're all battling and shit. And basically, they can't kill Varna or whatever unless the bloodline or Blade, only the bloodline can destroy that Varna, and Blade's daughter is the only one because Blade is part of that bloodline too. So okay. Blade's daughter is the only one who can destroy him. So she basically stabs him, and but it ain't enough, And then of course Moon Knight shows up with a bunch of Moon Knights, and they're fighting. So again, this is a big battle royale going on. But yeah, so Blade's daughter stabs him, but it ain't enough. But then Miles, who's a vampire right now, and he was bitten by Varna, so he's like, well, my blood's in your veins too, or your blood's in my veins too, because you turned me. So Miles ends up helping Blade's daughter destroy the Varna guy. So that's what happens, and then at the same time, Dr. Doom and all and the Strange Academy students, they're all doing that spell, So they unblock the sun. Blade, the spirit leaves Blade. Blade's all good now. He's all like, oh shit, what happened? That fucking asshole, possessed me. You're good now. And they're all like, okay, everything's cool. Sun's shining again. Everything's good. Everything's going back to normal. And then at the end, Doctor Strange goes up to Doom and is like, yo, okay, Doom, time to relinquish the Sorcerer Supreme mantle because we reversed the spell. He goes, yeah, but I said I wouldn't give it back to you until I save the Earth, until I save the world, and the world has not been saved yet in my eyes. So I'm gonna stay being the Sorcerer Supreme until I save the world.
That's the Doom I know. Okay,
and then that's where it ends, and then we're going into this next Doom War, or whatever, this next event with One World Under Doom.
One World Under Doom, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Doom is now Sorcerer Supreme.
I'll tell you can't trust him, man. He still owes Luke Cage $200. Oh man. So that's that whole One World Under Doom they were talking about, whatever the fuck they were talking about. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is I mean, as cheesy as this was, whatever. It was just dumb, stupid, cheesy summer blockbuster fun.
It feel like it's just something to get to the whole Doom takes over the world thing.
Yeah,
it feel like that's where they put all that money in.
Vampires take over the Earth. Avengers versus vampires. Let's push Blade. Blade was front and center in this. Like, let's push him. Let's push Doom. Let's set up Doom. So yeah, whatever. It was
and some of those tie-ins were pretty fun. Just random superheroes fighting vampire, or not even vampire, like demons and shit that just come out of nowhere. So
yeah, I also read the Midnight Suns Blood Hunt tie-in this week.
Oh yeah, because you haven't reviewed any of those Midnight Suns books.
Yeah, they're basically trying to stop Blade. They're like, Blade. They don't trust. Like, no, there's no way Blade's doing this because Blade was a part of the Midnight Suns.
Right. So
like Danny and Johnny and Victoria, they're all like, yo, something's up. He's got to be possessed. So we got to go figure this out. But yeah, this is they end up closing a portal in this. And then I actually read that book before I read the Blood Hunt finale. And in that, the end of that book skips ahead where Blade is just fine. And
Oh,
like,
okay.
oh, oh, hey, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I got possessed. And like, it's all good, man. Yeah, you were possessed. You weren't, So,
Took over the world. Don't worry, it's fine.
yeah. But now that you're back, let's get the band back together. So yeah, there's actually going to be a Midnight Suns book
Okay.
going
time.
forward with
About
Blade, Danny Ketch, Johnny Blaze, what's her name, Victoria, what's that chick's name, the
Elsa
dark,
Blood Moon Stone.
not her, I
Oh.
forget, she's part of the Darkhold. She knows the Darkhold magic and shit. Her.
Okay.
And yeah, that's going to be the new book, and I think Brian Hill is writing that. So
Okay. He doing like all the supernatural shit. So yeah.
yeah, it was fine. Like I said, bit dumb, stupid fun.
Cool. All right. So first book I'm going to do is I'm going to do this Ultimate Spider-Man. Let's go ahead and get it knocked out.
I read this.
Yeah, with Jonathan Hickman. Like I said, we're still in the Ultimate Universe. Like I said, it's in the regular universe, Ultimate Universe. Spidey is in his late 30s, early 40s, something like that. He's got kids, Mary Jane, else like that, and he's trying to save the world, but not the world. The world. It's a difference. So let's get to it. All right. So the book starts off with they're at Oscorp. Now, like it's not Oscorp. Oscorp. No, Stark, whatever. They're somewhere. Anyway, wherever it is, Harry Osborn owns it. And they got Otto Octavius basically working on the suit, trying to figure out what all the suit can do. And he figures it out. And he finally figures it out. He just tells them, okay, so here's what things going on. Both of your suits are Stark Tech suits. Your suit is Stark 1.0, and your suit is Stark 2.0. So the main difference is, like I said, so the Green Goblin suit, I pretty much kind of figured it took me some months to figure it out, but I kind of got a handle on what's going on with this suit. I kind of know what's going on, how to get in, how to operate it. So we kind of figured it out. But Spider-Man, your suit, on the other hand, I have no idea what your suit is. Your suit's like some kind of living, moving, breathing thing and stuff like that. So I need to do tests to see what's going on. And he stabs him in the fingers like that to take a blood sample. He's like, I need to study this. So he's going to do that. So he's going to figure out what's going on. And yeah, he's going to crack into it. Let's see. And he also says that he figured out that both of their suits have an AI built into them, which they can program the AI to help run the suit even better. And you can program the suit to any voice it wants. So he can program it to be Genghis Khan, Julius Caesar, Napoleon Bonaparte, or even Otto Octavius if they so inclined. So he just threw that in there, and he was like, and basically Harris is like, wait a minute. So you saying you can pretty much mimic any voice if you got their brain patterns? You're like, yeah. So okay, what I want you to do, I want my AI to be my father. And Spider-Man's like, okay, well, you got some daddy issues, so let you figure this shit out. So we move on past that. Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy doing Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy shit. We go to the old guys, Jonah and Uncle Ben, and they're in the alleyway talking to somebody that is giving them some super duper secret information. And he's like, well, thank you. And that person is Robbie Robinson, who still works for the Daily Bugle. So he's just like, so why didn't you keep this story for yourself? He's like, the reason I keep it for myself is because I know for a fact that the Daily Bugle isn't going to run it because too much politics, too much red tape there. But since you guys are a startup company, I know you can run your story, and this story needs to be ran. And he was like, well, Robbie, why don't you just come over here with us? He's like, well, eventually I will. But for right now, I need to stay in the belly of the beast and see what's going on. And Daily Bugle can keep feeding y'all guys information. You're like, okay, let's do that. So, and you cut past that, and you got Captain Britain, who's not really Britain. He's like really French, talking to Kingpin. And they're basically talking it out about Green Goblin and Spider-Man and why you let Bullseye get killed and what do you need from us to do that. And basically Captain Bridge is like, look, I tell you what, I'll give you an army of Bullseyes to take those guys out. And Kingpin is like, no, I don't need that. I appreciate you doing that, but I don't need that. I got a plan. He was like, wait, well, so what's your plan? Well, I don't have one plan. I got 6 plans. So anytime you hear 6 in a Spider-Man comic, that has a very specific, meaning, and usually means the Sinister Six. We're gonna see how that pans out. So you got basically Goblin and Spider-Man sparring. Harry is a AI in his ear telling him he ain't shit. That's why Spider-Man is beat the shit out of him. And while they pause, all of a sudden, boom, Tony Stark shows up, who is everybody thought was dead for 6 months, but he finally showed up in the Ultimates and shit like that. He shows up, and he's basically here to recruit both of them, or all three. He might bring Otto also. So yeah, the end. So more, I guess, I don't know. They're finally starting to put everything together. You know how Hickman does. He's starting to pull the pieces together. So I feel like that's what Hickman's doing right now. So overall, 3.5 out of 5. It's cool. It was okay, but now Hickman's starting to put the pieces up so he can let the dominoes fall. So that's what we got right now. So wait, but you read this too, right?
I did.
Okay, what you think about it?
I felt it was like another filler episode. Like they're still it's Hickman building shit still.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like he's getting more concerned about the Ultimate shit than the Spider-Man shit.
Yeah.
That's why
I mean, I do see, yes, they are setting up to where Harry and Peter are going to become enemies eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So
you can see, especially with Norman in his ear and shit. So.
Yeah, he's planting those seeds. You can see it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's cool, you know. It's another fresh take on Spider-Man, you know. It's familiar shit, but kind of different, you know.
Yeah. So all right. So what you got next?
What X-Force? Am I doing X-Force?
Are you doing X-Force? I didn't
guess
put it on the list.
I ain't gonna know shit about it.
I don't know shit about it either. I started reading. I was like, this shit too confusing. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Sure, I'll do a quick review.
Okay, you can go for it. You try your best. Play your best.
X-Force has Forge leading the team.
Really? Now, did you know this going in?
I only got it because he was on the cover.
Oh, okay.
And I'm obligated. You know, I was like, okay, it's got an indigenous character. Yeah, I'm doing it for the people, for the Oyate. You know, Forge is on the cover. There's an indigenous comic book character, so I better represent my people and give it a look. And you know me, I'm not into X-Men, so I didn't know what the fuck was going on. But Deadpool's in this.
That's why I didn't get it. I saw Deadpool like, nah, fuck this.
Oh yeah, when he shows up, then it really got word. Like it was already like very wordy, and it was talking about shit that I didn't know was going on. And then when he showed up, and all the shit talking Deadpool does, and then it's like, yeah, then more paragraphs.
Okay, you know? I think we need to explain Deadpool to everybody for a second. Not explain the character, but why we stay away from Deadpool comics. So the thing about Deadpool, yes, the movies are funny. Ryan Reynolds is naturally comedic and stuff like that. That's cool. The problem is when you get hack writers trying to be funny with Deadpool, and the shit is just either cringe, unfunny, boring, wordy, like you said, confusing. It don't always work. Now, some writers can make Deadpool work in the comics. The majority can't. The majority of Deadpool comics are terrible to read. They really are. Especially when he just shows up like randomly and they try to, hey, let me be wacky. You know?
I remember, I mean, I was like in high school. I was already like senior year. I think I might have been my first year of college when he first dropped.
Right.
My brother, he was like 13, 14, prime demographic. So he loved Deadpool. He's like, check this Deadpool out. And I'm reading and it's just bubble of all this shit talking. Like, goddamn, this is the most boringest fight I've ever read because he's just
you can't see the fight because he's just talking shit the whole time. He's just
talking so much shit the whole time. But he was, you know, like I said, I was a little bit older. I had aged out by then. My brother loved that shit. So yeah. But back to this. So Forge and Sage and Surge and I believe Tank, they all go to some city and fight some blue goo thing that's infecting people. And then Deadpool shows up and they destroy it, I guess.
Okay.
That's about all what happened. I mean, they're making references to Krakoa. Yeah, Krakoa, the Krakoan age is dead. They make references like, yeah, we our people are scattered. We basically Forge is trying to salvage the X-Men. I think that's what he's on the mission of doing here. He's trying to get the band back together. So, and then he's got like a robot, like an AI robot named McCoy. So he's like named after Beast.
the
You know,
Beast. So yeah.
yeah. There's that. He's running all these simulations at first. They're trying to predict crime, I think, or something. Yeah, it basically got into everything that I don't like about the X-Men. All
Yeah.
the weird psychic, you know, multiversal time travel, all that weird heady shit, you know, that I can never get into. And this was prime example. You know, I know that's what X-Men is.
Mhm.
That's what the X-Men is. It's soap operas. It's people trying to fuck each other in psychic astral planes and shit. Time travel, astral planes.
Like what you don't like is what I like. So
Yeah, basically shit that I could never get into. That. I know that's that's the X-Men. And this comic was very much that. You know, all that.
Judging from what you're saying, it sounds like it failed as a first issue.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I know I'm representing my people, but I've never been a Forge fan. You know,
Okay.
Yeah, he's a smart engine. Oh, his his superpowers. He's smart. You know, yeah. So 2 out of 5. This didn't do it for me.
You brutal. Okay, I would expect you to be that brutal.
Cool art, and like if you're an X, I'm sure. I mean, I've seen it's got good reviews, so obviously X-Men fans probably like it. But I'm not an X-Men fan.
I say, I am an X-Men fan, and I tried to read like the first 5 issues. I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" Like, nah, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah.
Let me stop reading before Deadpool show up. So, yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, when I think of X-Force, I think of like the badass X-Men. This is like the Merc Squad.
Right.
I mean, yeah, sure, Deadpool's on there, but where's Cable? Where's where's fucking Honey Badger? Where, you know what I mean? Where's all the badasses at? You know what I'm saying? Where's Boom Boom? Where's all, you know what I'm saying? You know, and this just felt like, didn't feel like X-Force. You know, what I know X-Force to be. So yeah, but that's just me that's your review of a non-X-Men fan. So don't take my word for it.
Oh well. So I'll catch you on Unlimited, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So next book. Well, last book I'm gonna do. I didn't do too much. I'm going to do Thor number. I don't know. I'm gonna let you click it and just let me know what it is.
Is this Immortal Thor?
Immortal Thor number. What is that? 15? I don't know.
I can't read it. 13?
I guess. I don't know. Probably something. Okay. So anyway, Immortal Thor is what we're doing right now. For those who haven't been keeping up with the Immortal Thor, basically what happened is I don't know what the hell's going on in this story now. I kind of dropped it for a little while. All I know is that weird magic stories, spells showing up. Thor is dumb now. Anytime he comes to Earth, he gets dumb. He basically turns into MCU Thor, basically. So, meta commentary, however you want to do. I bet you could. Yeah, okay, we got one of those comments. That's okay. Thanks for listening. But you're gonna jump into it because I think actually what we're doing now is a new story arc. We're gonna go from here. Eli, have you been keeping up with Immortal Thor? Or you kind of fell off. Okay, you probably left out. I don't know. Anyway, let's go to it. Immortal Thor.
Oh shit! I had my mic. I was coughing. Sorry.
Oh
no, I've only read a couple issues. I haven't been staying on this. You know, I did the Roxxon thing when they had that the douchebag Thor.
Yeah.
You know, show up. You know.
Okay. And Thor killed him by accident.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a new arc. This is a new arc we're going on right now. So let's just go to it. So the Roxxon stuff is done. So yeah. All right. So thing is, Thor goes to Greece because he gets a phone call from Hercules, and he's wearing a low key shirt. Now his thing, a guy actually made that shirt, was selling online. Marvel threatened to sue him, so he had to take it down. So I don't know why I just said that, but I just want to throw it in there. Anyway, so you got Hercules in Greece chilling with Thor chilling. And the reason he's calling him, they're basically trying to catch him on everything. What's going on? Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Sorry about your dead dad. Sorry about your dead dad. All the bullshit like that. And so the reason he's calling him here because some shit happened down. They got boom. This chick right here. Her name is Nyx. That's her name, Nyx. So she's Nyx, the god of the underworld or god of night in Greece mythology. But Thor's like, yeah, I know this chick too. She's not the undying or unlight or some shit like that. So basically, they both have like night gods in their mythology. And basically they're saying like, okay, so what's the big deal with her? So remember all that blood hunt bullshit and no is bullshit when they always want to block out the sun and eternal night and shit like that. Well,
Yeah.
all it takes is one of those events for her to pop up. So she probably, so probably at the blood hunt, she probably run around here doing some crazy shit. We need to make sure she's locked up. And if she's not locked up, lock her up, take her down, before she gets full power and stuff. So like, okay, so let's go. So they think, so where, if she is on Earth, where could she possibly be? Oh, and Loki shows up for some reason. He's there. She's there. They there. Yeah. So they decide, well, there's one place that Nyx might be. We need to go to a place where there might be eternal night. And that place is Antarctica. So go to Antarctica with what's that, Tooth Grinder and Tooth Gnasher, the two goats and shit. So yeah, they go down there. They go down there to look for Nyx because they know it's like 6 months of night down there. So obviously, if she was there, then she pop up. And yeah, she's there, exactly there, waiting for her, full power. She's back, ready to go. They're like, well, then if she's full power, why didn't she show up doing Blood Hunt or when Noah was doing his bullshit like that? The reason I didn't show up then is because she was because of her babies. Oh, and her two sons hold Loki hostage. And they're like, if you do anything, we're gonna slit Loki's throat. They're like, oh shit. And then while they're doing that, that's when they get attacked by her other son. I can't remember his name, some frog dude, whatever like that. And they attack him. And yeah, Thor gets captured. Hercules gets the shit beat out of him by somebody. Who's getting the shit beat out of him? By somebody. All her sons and kids and children pop up just doing shit. And they start fighting back and they start winning. Oh yeah, and then I say the nay. And Thor just electrocutes the dudes that's holding and shit like that. And then grabs one and starts just really just beating the shit out of them. But the thing was, they still have Loki hostage. And they said, if you do anything, we're going to slit Loki's throat. And they do, bam, exactly that. Slit Loki's throat. And Thor's just like, oh, damn, you should have did that. Like, not even upset and shit like that. He's just like, why'd you do that? He was like, see there, we killed your brother. How did you think about that, Thor? Like, nah, you actually didn't. Because what actually happened, Loki pretended to be her brother, and she slit her own brother's throat. And Loki just like, yeah, you gonna use illusions on me? That's like hitting Thor with a foam bat. Like that shit ain't gonna work, So Loki is like crazy right now. They were like, you knew that if you did that, you're gonna unleash crazy Loki, because basically Loki has like a separate personality that whenever this Loki pops up, Thor's just like, oh shit, here we go. And so this Loki teleports them all into another area with nothing but night, and he teleports Nyx and Hercules and Thor, all of it, and they're like, where are we? I don't know where we are. And Thor's kind of like using his hammer as a flashlight. That's pretty cool, doing that. And they're like, oh boy, I've been waiting for you. And they're like, who is that? And apparently it is Zombie Zeus. Yeah. To be continued.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Zeus died in some crazy event that I don't know. But anyway, wherever Zeus is at right now, Loki teleported them there. And next issue is going to be Thor versus Zeus. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of lost. Don't really know what the fuck's going on. I guess the Roxxon shit was going to be the tip of the top. So, maybe this run will get better, I guess. Maybe this issue or this arc will get better. But right now, it's not hitting. I don't know. So, I don't know. But you got another book.
Slap a score.
3 out of 5, because I ain't know what the fuck's going on. Because I don't know what the fuck a Nyx is. So yeah. But you got one more, don't you?
Yeah, I got Grommets number 3.
Cool.
So this is that skater kids in Cali in like the 80s. So it's written by Rick Remender and Brian Posehn. And it's basically about these kids in the 80s and in like California, kind of just growing up, coming of age story. Them just these two skater kids. They're punk rock skater metalhead kids, kind of rejects from society, the outcasts, especially in the 80s. Yeah, and it's just a slice of life book. Them growing up, they kid, the kid moves to the new town. He's a skater, meets this other skater kid. They become friends, and they just kind of hang out skating and getting into shit. Listening, playing video games, listening to punk rock and metal, and trying to chase girls and stuff like that, and just skating, going to skate parks and all that. It's just a slice of life. This issue, they skip school and they go run around. They buy some pot from this other punk rock kid. They go to the arcade. They try to hit on some girls, and then they go skating. Like it's just a slice of life story, you know. It's more about the characters and their relationships, and just sort of pinpointing that the skate culture, you know, the punk metalhead skate culture in the 80s, and how it wasn't very fashionable like it is now. You know, this is way before Tony Hawk got a video game, way before the X Games, way before skate culture became fashionable. You know, this is back in the 80s when you got your ass kicked if you were a skater or a punk or a metalhead, you know. And that's what you feel. This issue you really feel that these kids are outcasts. You know, there's some family drama going on with one of them. These kids lack confidence. They feel like they're, they know that they don't fit in, and they sort of embrace that and say, fuck it, you know, which is the mentality of skaters and metalheads and punks. Like, fuck it, we don't fit in and we don't care. So you get that sense, that they are outcasts. At times it probably gets to them. There's hints that it gets to them, that they don't fit in, that they're not popular and not cool and all that shit, but they still basically, fuck it, this is how it is. And they embrace it. And that's what this issue is. It's just them skipping school, smoking pot, going to the arcades, which was a big thing. Arcade before Nintendos and Xboxes had home systems. You had to go to the arcade to play video games. That's all this is. It's just a day in the life of these, punk loser reject metalheads, skaters, and I'm enjoying it. The art's cool. I get all the references because I'm into metal and punk and I used to skate. I'm digging the nostalgia, but I'm also just digging that this is just a slice of life. It's just about these characters growing up and, coming of age, So this is fuck it. I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5. I've been digging this book.
Okay.
This is like one of my favorite books right now. Like I really enjoy this series, and I look forward to it.
So is it an ongoing series, or are they like gonna wrap it up in?
I'm not sure. I'm sure it's gonna a mini series at first. Who knows if it, if it goes on and go on. Like the only other thing I can think of is like Love and Rockets or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just like a slice of life story, So like even like they're talking about throwing a party, but they don't show the party. They just saw them talking about it, you know. So I don't know if that's going to show up later on, and that's going to be a big plot later on. But again, it's just about these kids hanging out, just that lifestyle, in that time period, and just kind of navigating those pressures of being outcasts. I don't think people understand, what it was like to be an outcast back in the 80s. You know what I mean? Before punk was popular, before metal was popular. I mean, shit, hip hop. I mean, no one knew what hip hop was. All it was Fat Boys and Run DMC, and then Beastie Boys.
It was gonna be a fad. It was gonna fade out. And,
it was the Beastie Boys who made hip hop popular. And I ain't gonna say why.
And Blondie.
Oh, and Blondie, and we ain't gonna say why. But yeah, I mean, even then I saw, this is trendy now. So yeah, I'm digging it. I really like this book. So, yeah, my book of the week.
Cool. All right. Like I said, if you listen this long, different like this. Oh, do you have any more books or?
Nah, I mean, I read that Helverine, which is I
figured you would talk about that, but yeah. Didn't have any Blood Hunt tie-in or shit like that.
No, it's just, Wolverine after his son who's possessed by that demon, You know, it's fine.
Let's see if this is great. We be getting trolled heavily tonight, Eli. With you.
Drake brought back real hip hop.
Like I
Right
said,
on.
we've been getting trolled. Okay.
Nah, it was the Catch Me Outside girl who brought back real hip hop. What do you know?
Oh man. But yeah, like I said, if you listen to this long, different, like, subscribe. We appreciate you listening. Even the trolls, we appreciate you. Best engagement.
Yeah.
It helps us get pushed through there. Next week we're gonna come with something. You know what? Next week, Eli, I think I'm gonna bunker down and do it. 6 hours, Snyder cut.
Do the homework.
I'm gonna talk about
the Snyder cut. Snyder cut 2.
Snyder cut 2. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about it briefly, what I think about it, whether or not it's better. You know, we'll go from there. And yeah, that's all I got from there. But like I said, if you listen longer than 30 seconds, we appreciate you because you do push the rhythm, push us into the algorithm. You know,
yes,
we're gonna go from there. So
keep commenting.
Yes,
even if you're talking shit.
Even if you're talking shit, please throw as many comments as you want to. We're not gonna click on them, but you can keep putting them as much as you want. Yeah.
Just helps us out.
Yep. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel. Until then, die 1,000 deaths.
I'm gonna hustle and grind until I'm gone. I don't mind other business, I'm concerned about my own. I'm gonna hustle and grind until I'm gone. I don't mind other business, I'm concerned about my own. I learned a little life of the air. I stay riding them slabs. I feel like Kanye, life after the crash. My feet up on the gas. I don't plan to stop. I know the streets watching. That brain the cops. I done things that could've got me life. I know I've been blessed, cause God spared my life. I respect the street code, but feel charged and white. The haters out of space, but not out of my sight. I stay scoping the scene, the game been good to me. I'm grinding and hustling, I try to stay sucker free. By stay mad on my own, I gotta handle my business. You can't see me, nor recognize the pin. I see straight through them, my enemies holographic. I won't tweet at them, they ain't worth my mention. As I live through this matrix, I recognize the clear shit. I can give you free game, but can't make you listen. I'm gonna hustle and grind until I'm gone. I don't mind all the business, I'm concerned about my own. I'm gonna hustle and grind until I'm gone. I don't mind all the business, I'm concerned about my own.
I'ma hustle and grind until the shake gone. Move that muscle of mine until me shave homes. My business is my business. Yeah, cut the grass till all the snakes gone. Ice thin, don't skate long. This shit was made for me, Mooney long. I'm a product of my environment. I'm on some player fly shit, I'm moving on. I'm in grind mode to my tombstone. I stay locked and loaded to get boomed on. This, that, hustle flow. This shit, too strong. Money spread, great poop on. Talking shit, get pooped on. Too fast for any school zone. Now to learn my lesson, I was too wrong. But the years passing, now I'm too grown. Yeah, so what you gonna do about it? Yeah, nigga, my vision clear. Can't move around with my path clouded. Can't second guess this motion, dog. Keep my soul focused while your haters doubt it. They done watered all this hate, got my soul sprouting. They can't keep it down cause they getting routed.
I'm gonna hustle and grind until I'm gone. I don't mind other business, I'm concerned about my own. I'm gonna hustle and grind until I'm gone. I don't mind other business, I'm concerned about my own. I'm gonna hustle and grind until I'm gone. I don't mind other business, I'm concerned about my own. I'm gonna hustle and grind until I'm gone. I don't mind other business, I'm concerned about my own. I'm gonna hustle, I'm gonna grind, keep on playing, no taking mine, won't break me down, but you can try. You know I'm serious, look in my eyes.